Hey guys, good morning. This is Diary of a Coach, episode 265. 265. Diary of a Coach. It's a warm Sunday morning, the last Sunday in 2019. Last Sunday in 2019. We thank God. The name of this week is the week of a new beginning. In this week, we're starting a new year. So we call it the week of a new beginning. My brother says Jos is chilly. That's the trademark of Jos. I think arguably Jos is the coolest place in Nigeria, if I'm not mistaken. It used to be. I believe it still maintains that record. Though, it's there with you. Here, Abuja is warm. The weather is clement. And we thank God. So, this is the week of a new beginning. Everything that we didn't do in 2019, it has passed. Focus on 2020. Focus on 2020. Make your eyes see the future. So this is the week of a new beginning. Set your eyes on the new start. Start all over again. Today's episode is titled How to Pick Resources in 2020. How to pick resources in 2020. Yesterday, I had a very intense session with someone. A protege was asking me questions. How this one, that one. How do you pick your books? How do you read your books? How do you do business? How do you solve problems? How do you this? How do you that? And I rarely had the chance to engage. So I was answering him, and he just gave me an idea that, okay, how do I actually pick resources that I use? How do I buy books? What informs my decision to buy a book? What informs my decision to attend a course? What informs my decision to follow a webinar or follow a program or listen to someone or watch a particular TV program? What informs my decision to do the things I do? And I have a central compass. There is a compass that guides me into how I pick resources. The people I listen to, the books I read, the social media handles I follow, the places I go, the events I go. There is a particular factor, just one factor, that guides me as a compass. The factor is, if I see in the book, in the table of contents, in the book title, on the event title, on the speakers list, anything, if I see a potential solution to a problem that I think I'm facing or someone that I'm working for is facing, I will attend. I will buy the book. I have said this before. I am solution focused. And my solution focusedness, if there's a word like that, is needs based. So I am a believer in needs based solution focus. Needs based solution focused. Needs based solution focused, which means I focus on finding solutions based on the needs that I perceive. This is one central compass that guides me even in my relationships with people. When I am relating with a person and I do not see the capacity or the potential that my friendship with you would help me solve problems, I'm likely to withdraw from you. My wife Egbile, I'm happy you're online with us today. Aliu Ilias, good to see you. This is the first name or a new name and the first time on Diary of a Coach. Good to have you, sir. When I find that my relationship with anyone cannot or does not help me with how to solve problems, there's a high tendency I will withdraw. There are people I've withdrawn from, even they don't know I've withdrawn from them. Why? They have propensity to gossip. I have a relationship focus. One of my value systems is relationship. While I don't think that relationships won't have issues, that's the illusion, that's self-denial. But I am pro-relationships. I will do my best to preserve a relationship to the best of my ability until I really cannot. So when I'm in a relationship or friendship with someone and the person's modus operandi is to tear people down, I will take off. I will withdraw from you. There are people whom I find are always pessimistic. And when I don't see in your pessimism the desire to now say, so what next? So how do we solve this problem? How do we solve this pessimism? If I don't see that as a vehicle, I'm likely to withdraw from you. I am a pro-solutions person, and my solutions are based on needs or problems that I perceive. And when I can't see that happen, I'm likely to withdraw. I'm likely to not buy that book. So the books I bought in 2019, which I made quite public, I publicized a lot about the books I've read this year. I don't know if I'll do the same in 2020. Hopefully I will. But just to answer that guy's question, he asked me, he said, how do you pick your books? What informs you picking a particular book title? And how do you read it? I say, for instance, I don't buy a book with the aim of reading from cover to cover. That's not the goal. The goal is not to read every single word. I don't read fast. I don't read like, okay, skim through. No. I try to read in between the lines. I'm the kind of reader that will read a paragraph, keep it, pause, and think, that was quite deep. How does this apply? That's how I read. So I don't necessarily read from cover to cover. I try to find what chapters look like what I can use right away. But guess what? I almost tend to memorize my table of contents from the books I pick. You know why? Because someday I may now encounter a problem and I'll say, there's a book that I saw what can help me. Then I have a mental scan. And if I'm not able to find the title of the book in my mental scan, I go to my library and I take my time to find the book. Then I pick the book. And then I read the chapter that applies. So I see books as references. I see books as manuals. I see books as body of knowledge that one has to keep referencing over time. I don't see books as keeping score and keeping a list of, I've read 100 books. I have read 1,000 books. I don't read like that. Sometimes I see a book and in that immediate moment, I don't necessarily think it will fix a problem, but I see that this book from the table of content is going to be useful. I buy it, I keep it in the library. So it's not every book that I have bought that I have read. Because many of my proteges think that, Coach Sam buys every book and I wonder how he reads all of them. It's not. Sometimes I buy 3 books, 4 books at the same time. And when I buy them, I don't read everything at the same time. So you need to help yourself from that guilt, that burden, that if I buy this book, I have to finish it. There are books that I bought 3-4 years ago. It was in 2019 that I read them. There are books I bought in 2019. I finished them immediately, and they were very useful to me. So those are the kind of books that I read. Mayawa says, you have solved a problem. I used to think I needed to finish a book. I've been feeling guilty because I pick a book, read what I want, and drop it. Or I just read the summary, and when I get what I want, I'm okay. It is okay to not finish a book. If you have the appetite to read the book cover to cover, fantastic, but that's not the goal. The goal is not to finish every book you buy right now so that you feel good about yourself that, I did not waste my money. No, that's not how books are read. Any resource that you pick or that you choose to pay for, find the need that it is going to fix, and your approach to it would be different. When you buy or you pay for a resource, ask yourself, what need or problem will this resource be solving? Focus on that solution. You see that your approach to learning with that resource will be very different. Then you will not be egoistic about finishing the book or staying through the course or doing everything to the letter in the course. No, it's not done that way. One of the things that I wish Nigerian tertiary education can do is allow people enroll for tertiary education based on the solutions they want to solve. So a typical example, if I was to combine courses for what I'm doing now, I'll have probably done a social science course with IT component. Social science course with an IT component. So I will learn coding, I will learn some technology, I will learn ICT from the basis of how I'm going to use it with people, because I'm a people-facing service provider. If I had that combination of subjects as I went into tertiary education, there is no way I will not do well in that course. Because you know why? I am studying the course based on a need that I foresee that I want to fix in the world. That is how studying should be. That is how tertiary education should be. Our courses should be custom made. So I wish that we could restructure our tertiary learning, which means that you can say, okay, 100 level, everybody does the same thing. Everybody does every basic course. You have 1 whole year to study everything at the same level. Then you can now study that, okay, based on what I know and based on the passions. Because one of the things we should also introduce at the tertiary level of education is personality development or personality assessment, is purpose finding, is finding yourself. All this should be 100 level of first year courses. At the first year of any tertiary education, and maybe if we shouldn't take it back to last year of secondary education self, at that level, people should identify, these are my strengths. This is what I understand that should have been done in career guidance and counseling, G&C or GC. That's what I think, that's what I thought they said they were supposed to be doing. In guidance and counseling or in career something, help the person understand who they are, what they can do, their passions, their flares, their traits, their enthusiasms. Guide them into picking tertiary courses in those areas, so that when they go for a tertiary course, they can now combine topics such that you can see the trajectory from first year to final year. And a course counselor can tell you, if you combine this and this is the track you're going to follow, so that by final year, this is whom you have become. People will start making sense even from 200 level, 300 level, or second year and third year. But then, what do I know? Nancy says, your consistency with this daily talk is simply phenomenal. Very worthy of emulation. Thank you, Nancy. I appreciate you very much. How are you? I see you've taken education to Calabar. Congratulations and well done, my sister. You're one educationist that I know is very consistent also and passionate. She says, I buy books a lot too. I was beginning to feel bad. I've not read them all. No, buy books based on the needs and the solutions you're providing. And once you find a solution in the book, leave the book. Don't dash it out. Keep the book because it's still yours and it will still come handy. Remember, the book is a reference. 10 years from now, you will still find it useful. You will always find it useful. So don't throw away your books. Don't borrow your books to people. Read your book. If they want your book, let them buy a copy. You can get a copy for them. You can pay for them to get a copy, whatever. But your own book, I have learned the hard way. Don't borrow books that are in your library. Unless you are so sure that they will come back, which is not within your control. Maiwa says guidance and counseling has failed in Nigeria. People just enroll into courses they don't need or understand. It's because of our passion for certificate. The average Nigerian believes that you must have a certificate to succeed in this life. So that passion, that hunger, appetite to get certificate is driving us to do nonsensical things and dysfunctional things. But if we were re-educated, that you know what, it's not a function of the certificate you have, is a function of what you can solve. It will change our perspective. Hopefully someday, we will get there. Joel Ayobami says, second time I read a book, I see more insight and deep meaning. Fantastic. That's very true, because books are not meant to be one-off. Mayowa says, I need to reignite my educational appetite with all I'm doing. I'm always thought teaching was the way, but being a policymaker is better. Fantastic. So go into governance, read about policies, follow handles that discuss politics, follow handles like World Economic Forum, follow handles like Forbes, follow handles like the UN's related handles on policies, development, and all that. You find that you're growing more capacity. And then be an ardent student of the SDGs. You just realize that you're understanding the nitty-gritty and how they interconnect and interrelate. These are ways to learn that makes you an authority. I want you to be an authority in whatever you choose to do. Don't just be one of the numbers. Don't just be one of the... We're just part of them. No, don't be part of the numbers. Be a figure, an authority in the field you choose to play. And by doing so, you need to learn because you want to use and apply. It's very, very important. So, thank you for watching Diary of a Coach. My wife says she studied educational psychology and ran away. I wish you well. Joel says she should run back. Oh my God. So thank you for watching Diary of a Coach. This is episode 265. In 2020, I beg you, don't live in self-deceit. Don't try to do things because people are doing it. No. Do things because you see that it's going to help you solve a problem. If you're into food business, make food because of a problem you have seen that your food can solve. Don't just say, I'm selling food, buy my food, you will like my food, it's tasty, it's spicy. Those things are secondary. How can your food help me? Oh, it's going to help your skin, or it's going to help your brain, it's going to help your alertness, it's going to help your metabolism, it's going to help your bowel, it's going to help your eyesight, it's going to help your this one. People will respond better. If you sell consultancy, identify a particular problem and fix it. Fix it. That's why I told you guys I'm starting a new career. I'm building a new career set in market advertising, because I've found that one of the major problems people ask me is, how can I get more people to buy my stuff? So I'm intentionally building skill set now in market advertising. I want to combine marketing and advertising into one. I've called it market advertising. I don't know if it exists anywhere, but I'm going to create that direction, because I want people to learn, how do I make my work more visible and compelling? This week alone, 3 people have told me you can sell water. You can sell water to fish. You can sell ice block to people in the Eskimos, blah, blah, blah. I laugh at those things, but it's feedback for me, because I have learned the art of communicating what people need and how they want it. Remember, they may need it, but they won't buy it because they need it. They will buy it because they want it. People want to see that they are living a luxurious life. It's a mental thing. It's a psychological thing. So when you convert, or when you package what they need in the language that they want it, they will buy it. And I want to build a new service in that area and help as many people as possible. So in 2020, package your service and your product in a language that people will rush it. But you need to learn how to do that. So that's why I said, find a need, learn how to fix it. Your market will just blow up. Fantastic. Nancy says, that's a great course you studied, Mayowa. Make it relevant. Boom. That's a big word. Boom. Whoa. Thank you so much for watching Diary of a Coach. It's a beautiful day. Love you guys. See you tomorrow on episode 266. If you remember that skit I put up by my boy, Manji, he said, this is episode 266. Something, love ya. I'm done. Bye.